Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to streaming my playing games Genshin Impact. Let's check it out on my channel and Facebook. So I am doing my class as well. So
These are the only things that still need recording.
Hello. Do you need help with anything?
Position! Listen to the doctor.
and I am used to streaming by Omlet Arcade. So you can download by Play Store. Oh, thanks, Jack.
Thank you for completing today's commission.
What's my friend doing? Oh, child. Daniel, I live Sora, forgot to matter. Okay, I want to go to oh, he's busy. Oh, but that's oh, nothing respond. Oh, how about Hinata? Oh my gosh. Waiting for her. Oh, nothing respond. So how about Char? Char is oh, he's my friend. Char is Arya. Arya. Char. Oh, he's busy. Oh my gosh.
Relaxing days like this are nice. Let's take it easy.
Where should go? Reflection. Active man.
mistakes. It's all part of a... The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms. Keep up. Ha. Ha. Keep up. Ha. 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 your can't see? I love how very
I'm getting sick.
My approach!
where do you think you're
Law of the jungle!
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine bolts can strike even upside down. Take flight! Sakura swirl! My apologies! So this is a day in the life.
Looks like it's about time for us to meet up with Ganyu. Let's head to Eugene Terrace.
Greetings, traveler, and
Are you okay, Ganyu?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Since last time, in essence, but the tune was alleged. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that Either way.
You really think so? Also, Paimon's really curious. Ooh, like a crystal fly's wing? Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about—
Huh? Once I was sure that they were going to be okay.
Got it. So,
No, it's...
well, she was probably—
As far as... You'll be able to confirm either way if it's her. I've been in...
Sounds great.
I've prepared a gift for her to mark... Never mind. Traveler?
Seems like this is a tough Paimon gets— Wait. Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need—
I can't believe it.
Huh? Did we miss—
She doesn't like to travel. So, true. Since she's not here,
Uh-oh. Got it!
please go on.
Our goal here is to find— We can't even—
Yes,
So, all we have to do is— You know perfectly well that Paimon— Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there. Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now?
Shenhe! And the...
Why don't you say something? Okay, fine. We're looking for an Adeptus, but if the Adeptus—
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know.
Okay, no way Paimon would have suggested this.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yak. Your actions here caused others a great...
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes.
Right. I didn't How's your training going, Shenhe?
Oh, I had planned
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer...
earlier this morning. She said, I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked...
So we just... Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, but when I try to blend... Sometimes I'm... Oh. So, you came looking for Master to...
Yep. Oh, speaking of...
Music?
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay!
We were just talking.
Oh, really? Great!
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Oh no! Paimon's got death! Paimon can't hear anything! Oh, whew.
The faint sound of birdsong.
Oh. Okay, fine.
Oh. And a melody.
Hey! Don't you Hey! Why don't you just sing?
Oh, was that from...
That was a melody.
It felt like I was transported. We're all there as I watched you when you hummed that melody.
Wow, Shenhe. Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like... what about you, Gun?
I don't... I know some local folk. The songs of the sailors down at the... Yes, that in the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, Nenny and Leo probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers are ones that I have erected with my imagination. The way those melodies make me feel is, even though we come from in that sense...
You go...
Yes, technically.
Thank you.
Once the days I've planted... Nonsense. I have cultivated and I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then...
Do people...
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out.
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but...
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it, rather than she. One has well, shall one...
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savor.
If you want to...
Thank you,
Is this? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her? Guizhong is another name of Agentus, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature. Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong, Sea Gazer would always bring out his
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what...
He was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong, as Adepti, we were each given. His treasures were not even of his own.
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambasting.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves? She always sought to make everyone happy. And one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what, it also helped that she never referred to one as...
Come on!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, who would dare snub the stove god and his wonder? Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Precisely. Even one, each of those old fossils, we would drink to Streetwood.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably...
Oh, okay. Or are you saying that...
Alas, long has one avoided. One should have no. In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetward Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetward Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's... everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealing...
What? You have loads of friends! And you seem pretty...
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces, does not mean one is fond of them. But in the end, one is nothing like Street. Back when they were rivals, they would... That cleansing bell was one of Gui's...
Wait! That's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origin. As for her old friend, as soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code?
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one up to? The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. But Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, the music would go from mournful to soothing. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her. Which brings one back to the matter you've been in.
But if she...
One was also, in response, she said, though the strings that played that melody...
Aw, poor Madame Ping.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract. Although I met Guizhong a few...
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Had you not decided to search... As of now, you know... Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean... Ping might find the time...
Precisely.
If I may...
Oh?
I've been in Liyue Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So, I too am well acquainted, but this doesn't bring the city someone as though these no loss can ever be undone. But Ping has helped, though it is heartbreaking to look.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music...
You young...
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time.
Is not every lantern rite the same?
I disagree. Each...
Very well. Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the... Say...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still...
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest.
Come with me. Let us find shelter from the rain. There's a pleasant breeze and glorious sunshine. So, where shall we go for a walk? blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.